This is the sixth video in the series about consensual incest. This one is about what it is like to be consanguineous, and what kind of lifestyles we must lead to protect ourselves from persecution and prosecution. It deals with how we handle living in a society that both denies our existence and hates us. It also deals with what it is like to be romantically involved with a family member, what the attraction is for us. I will also outline the debate within the community itself regarding whether or not consanguinity is a sexual orientation or not, as even within the community, opinions vary. The public at large imagine that incest couples are in some way freaky, that they are plagued by mental illness that causes their attractions, or that they are just bad or broken, even that they are retarded. Nothing could be further from the truth. Speaking as an insider, I can tell you that we are as intelligent, normal and average as any other group of people. We come from every walk of life, from every socio-economic status, and from every ethnic and religious group. You pass us on the street all the time and you never know it. It is only this one small part of our lives that are different. In all other aspects, we are the same as everyone else. From our perspective, our relationships are happy and healthy. Just like everyone else, we fall in love and want to be together. Since there are two types of consanguinity, I will cover them separately for the purposes of describing what each is like. Genetic sexual attraction is when people who are separated when one or both people involved was a small child, and then reunite as adults, fall in love with each other during the process of getting to know each other as long-lost family. This can be very confusing at first for these people, as very often they have never even thought about having a consanguineous relationship, and often the Westermark effect is still present for them with regards to the family members they were actually brought up by or alongside. So for the GSA couple, they know that they are genetically related, and it doesn't quite feel the same as a family relationship where there wasn't the separation. The proper family bond for these couples can be established either before, during, or after the romantic relationship has been established. With non-GSA consanguinity, the family members know each other extremely well from the outset, and for this reason the romantic attraction grows as an extension of the existent family bond. From the outset, the couple has to be both family and lovers to each other. These roles actually reinforce each other to create a very strong, deep and intense bond. Many incest couples find the process of getting their head around their feelings for each other a very confusing time. In both kinds of consanguinity, the double love bond exists, that is love as family, and love as lovers. Both groups also experience the same hatred and prejudice from society who just do not understand how or why these relationships come to be. My best answer is that these relationships happen for the same reason that any other type of relationship happens. People fall in love, and so what if that love is with a family member? Should that be anyone else's business? Of course not. The outside world wonders what the attraction is, and why we don't just go and find somebody else. Firstly, why should we? We're happy. Secondly, for some of us, most often those who have been involved in non-GSA consanguinity, we find that normal relationships lack the same depth as consanguineous ones. This is because we can't experience the double love with anyone who is not related to us. This is the category I fall into personally, and I felt it important to explain it. This fact sparks the debate about whether or not consanguinity is a sexual orientation or not. I would argue that for some of us it is, and for some of us it isn't. I would consider it my orientation because although I've tried normal relationships, they never felt right for me with the family bond being missing. Others are equally happy to be with somebody who is related or unrelated to them. While there is no official current terminology to label those people, I would suggest the term bisanguineous because they are both consanguineous and exsanguineous at the same time. A bit like how a bisexual is both straight and gay at the same time. Most GSA people don't consider their relationships to be indicative of a sexual orientation, because they don't feel any attraction to family members that they were never separated from. In the end, it doesn't matter whether it is an orientation or not. What does matter is that there is a small but significant number of people who are discriminated against simply for falling in love with a family member. For both groups, the prejudice they face is hell. I know firsthand what it is like to have to lie to everyone and hide such a significant part of my life, just to stay safe and out of jail. To be consanguineous means to live a life of secrets, and for many the secrecy and ignorance only adds to the shame and guilt that people are forced to feel. Can you even begin to imagine what it would be like to be so much in love, and yet to be unable to tell a single soul? Can you imagine what it would be like if society branded your whole people a bunch of perverts and deviants? Can you imagine what it would be like being found out and being treated as a sex offender? This is what our community face daily just for being in love. It shouldn't be this way. Anyone listening to this with even a small amount of empathy should be able to understand how we are feeling, and recognize that such prejudice is wrong and unjust. I am arguing that we deserve equal rights: the right not to be persecuted and prosecuted by the state, the right not to be harassed by vigilantes, the right to live in peace and ultimately the right to marry if we choose to, and to be recognized and protected as a minority group. We are a long way from this dream, but little by little, people who are sympathetic to our plight can help. For instance, they could send links to my blog or YouTube channel to friends on social networking websites. You could post links onto forums they frequent online. You could be the first to be a listening ear and a friendly face to a consanguineous couple should they risk coming out to you. There are lots of little things like this that people could do to help raise awareness of the issues we face. I know that being an ally in this way takes courage, but if you can help, please do so. You have our gratitude. For more information, please visit www.consanguinemery.wordpress.com and read my articles. Also visit the websites I linked to in my useful links section, as they contain even more detailed information. Thank you.